Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto. Well under 20, most every day. It's just what I do. And it's my recipe. Other people's recipes are more carbs allowed. Some people do net carbs. I do only total carbs. But it's a way of keto that has kept me on maintenance for well over a year and a half now. And so I don't mess with my little success. And um, and so that's just what works for me. For other people, it's other recipes. And I think the younger you are, the more protein you can have, and and I think that it just kind of works. Some people love extra vegetables. I seem to be able to fit in like the most veggie night that I have is when we have fillets and I saute mushrooms and I have cauliflower crumbles. I also have my lightly roasted asparagus and I have a great big leafy salad. Into that leafy salad is only lettuces. I don't put anything else because those can add up the carbs real fast. And even on those days or nights or OMAD, 1 meal a day meals, I still am under 15 carbs. So it's quite doable. And for somebody that was such a veggie hound, I'm just used to the amounts. So I'm sitting here in the dark. There's no power in town. I've got this. Greg just got up and turned on the generator. So now we've got heat and hot water and water in general. And yeah, the heat is starting to come up. So it was kind of a chilly night. I didn't want to wake him, but I got up at my usual 3:45-ish. I made my coffee last night so I could heat it up on the stove. So I did the candlelight by stove thing because we have a gas stove, but then it just got too cold. And with no water, I was, I knew all I had to do was wake him and he's back asleep. So it was a wild storm, probably still is a wild storm. There is no internet, so I'm just doing this, and I'll save it until I can process this and send it off to YouTube. It's like, oh my God, this is what we do. Thank God for Greg with the generator, though. Wow. So I was so surprised. I got this in the mail yesterday. Eat Rich, Live Long. This is the book I was telling you about. Use the Power of Low Carb and Keto for Weight Loss and Great Health by Ivor Cummins and Jeffrey Gerber, MD. Jeffrey, I think, is out of Colorado. And the forward is by Michael Eades, Eades, doctor. And all the way through is just wonderful, wonderful information. What do we have here? We have, or actually, the last page is page 400 there with the index. And so the contributing chef is Ryan Turner, and he lives in Houston, Texas, where he runs Sola. And he also has a sweetener named Sola. And so, yep. And so where the red tabs are on this, woo, heavy. It ain't heavy. It's my brother. See these red tabs? Yeah, those are all the recipes. And although there's tons of things that I would never cook or make, like the desserts and smoothies and just a lot of keto-fied recipes, I will show you the one I'm going to make this week. And it's a beauty, let me tell you. I saw it and I said, oh yeah, we're making that. And so I've got it on my list. We go to Market Basket tomorrow. And, oh, this looks really good too. Hold on, sorry for this. Coconut butter chicken. Look at that. And that's on a bed of cauli rice. So I'm going to be making that. It's got a few obscure spices, at least for my kitchen, and I'll make that. And then at the beginning of the dinner type things came a incredible keto pizza. Look at that, honey. Mm-hmm. And the difference in this one, besides the fathead, is that the pizza crust is almost the same. I think I do the fathead crust only because I'm so used to doing it. But on the top of this one is mozzarella and pepperoni, sprigs of arugula, which is funny because I just put a whole bunch of arugula into my salad, blue cheese, goat cheese, and the pepperoni and prosciutto. So it shows torn prosciutto on it, and that sounds like a fun keto pizza. So I've got the goat cheese and the blue cheese on my list. So we'll have kind of a gourmet pizza next week. And once Greg's taste test review is in, we'll see if we continue with the same old, or if we start having different ones. I've also been always curious about making a fathead pesto pizza. So instead of the minuscule amount of Rao's pizza sauce, using pesto with the mozzarella. And I guess I'd add arugula too. So yeah, so it's kind of exciting here. And once the storm has passed and everybody gets up and running again, I'm sure Market Basket is up and running with generators anyway. It's just that type of huge store. And so I don't think they let the public down no matter what. And it wasn't snow for us down here. It was wind and high tides and pounding, pelting rain. Like there's lakes and ponds all around us where there used to be roads. So I'm sure there was some real serious damages down by the water, where people put great big mansions and things like that. So tonight is Fathead Pizza, but I will be reading this book. And the interesting thing is that the doctor that wrote the book that I'm waiting for on the other diet, where it's from a little town in Italy, he wrote this, a review on the back. So it's kind of interesting. And so, yeah, this has got all the stuff. And Ivor Cummins is, if you're familiar with the two keto dudes, you're familiar with Ivor, whether you know it or not, because he too is an engineer that stops at nothing. I mean, he does more than any MD, physicist, researcher would ever do on things. And he is just premier at knowing things about the heart and cholesterol and high blood pressure and all of those things, because he doesn't stop with an answer that doesn't make sense to him. He digs in deep, and that's the sort of guy that you want to be reading his stuff or listening to him on YouTube. Ivor, I-V-O-R, Cummins, C-U-M-M-I-N-S. And so who did I listen to yesterday? I know that I listened to the heart and high blood pressure, Barbara O'Neill, and learning series, and that was very, very good. My next one in her series will be the gut. She makes a lot of reference. So after you watch one of her videos, you'll hear what you learned in that one, like the water and the Celtic crystals on your tongue before you drink the water, in her water and sodium one. And she always is talking about the cell. She calls it the CBD, the Central Business District, I think, of the body, and how everything goes in and out. It's fascinating. I'm the sort of learner that I have to see it 17 times to Sunday to begin to absorb it. Forget reading it. I need to hear it. And so I'm very curious to hear her gut thing. She does have grains and fruits in her diet, and she serves those sort of things on her retreats. She doesn't go near the hybridized wheat of the United States. She sticks to things like sourdough bread and millet, and I think she has some oats. But anyway, they're very ancient grains. They have not been tampered with, and she does use those in her program. And she talks about baked potatoes. I guess she loves her baked potatoes. But if you're doing keto like I am, under 20, there's no baked potato in your menu. But I love the Celtic Salt, and I do feel the difference and see the difference. And she talks about when you put table salt onto regular food, how it steals and kills your taste buds, so you don't taste anything but the sodium. and the chloride, which are only two of the 82 to 92 minerals that are in the salts, like the pink Himalayan and the Celtic. And your body needs those other minerals. That's the part. You know, it's like when people were having just egg whites, they weren't getting the yolk. I mean, the yolk, the egg is perfect just the way that it is, yolk and white. There's a reason for all those things being there. And all those years that we had egg white omelets and, you know, made with vegetable oil on the griddle, right? So healthy for us. And so she talks a lot about that and how the table salt will kill us, and how it, because of the minerals that aren't in it, it doesn't open up the cells to allow the water to come in to do its cleansing and get rid of things and let things in and just do that pumping that she talks about. So instead, the cells just get that, they get the liquid in and they hold on to it with just those two minerals in the table salt. And it's funny because she talks about high blood pressure is caused by having the cells have no liquid allowed into them, and then they have too much liquid allowed into them. And so you're throwing off your system, and both things will cause the high blood pressure. So it's fascinating. And so I highly recommend it. It's Barbara O'Neill. She's a 60, I think, 3-year-old woman. And she just is very homeopathic. Wow, that's where they got the word for her. And so she just, if you want to just upgrade your daily little rituals, that's what I find with her, is that she's very ritualized, like I am, with the little things that she has, like my morning water. It has organic lemon juice, you know, from a bottle. And then it has half of a lemon that I squeeze into it. And then I have on the side of that I mix the lemon juice in is potassium, magnesium, and Dr. Price's electrolytes, just to take some of that bitterness away. And I kind of mix that up and have that. And then I have the water with pink Himalayan salt, a couple of Celtic crystals on my tongue first. And that's how I begin my day every day. And it just kind of works. I'm very ritualized. If some of you have seen my bulletproof coffee videos, I have a couple of them. And so, yeah, it's kind of like the sacred moment to make my coffee, to have my water, and with the lemon and then the powders, and just get my day going. It's how I roll. And then when I make my salad, it's the same thing. I weigh and measure every gram of every lettuce that goes into it. I have my 2 oils. I'm not a vinegar fan. So I have my 2 oils, which is, right now, it's macadamia nut oil and organic Ivor, extra virgin olive oil. And so those are just a few of the things and the way that I do things. And I get my little quirks and habits and things that work for me in my keto under 20 on maintenance from watching women like Barbara that teach me nice, wonderful things. I mean, she goes further than just what we eat, you know, with just the fresh air, and she calls the little house the potty, and just very old-fashioned ways, and I just so appreciate it. And so that's how I'm rolling today. Looking forward to the internet coming back, and I will upload this. And if you are beginning keto, in a slump about keto, at a plateau with your keto, and you just need that little reining in, I think my email package, which is 30 days of emails for $25, is just a terrific way to just have one-on-one a zillion times a day. There's no question that I won't answer. I'm around all day, as most of you know, even overnight. So if you're in a different time zone, I can be with you there. And just helping you to get the good basics. And for those that don't believe in scales or measuring, kitchen scales, and things like that, just for the 30 days, it's a tool that goes into your toolkit that maybe will show you the places where you're resisting, that you don't even know about. You know, we all have blind spots with our lives, but especially with our food and how we do things. And if you're not weighing and measuring and tracking, how would you know where to look, right? So Yeah, that's kind of how I help the clients get like just in order. It just for $25, it just clears the deck. Another person is watching, they're going, is that really? Oh, maybe you should raise that. Maybe you should lower that. Maybe you should shave that. And so it's just another pair of eyes to help you in your keto journey when everything seems so confusing out there about what they allow. I mean, even in here with the recipes, there are keto-fied things here I wouldn't go near. Not that they're wrong, it's just that I'm not into keto-fying. You know, the only time I have almond flour is in my fathead pizza, which I look at as an emergency. In case of emergency, pull this lever. The pizza has kept me in keto, I have to say, because it's the one thing that I didn't think I could go without. And now here I am. I've been making the fathead pizza for like 2.5 years, and here I am. Next weekend, I'm actually going to try a different version with the blue cheese, goat cheese, and prosciutto. Can you imagine? And they say old people don't want to change. Look at me. I am not resistant to change. It just takes, it's because of the turtle thing. It takes a couple of years to get there. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom in Food with Keto, under 15 usually, even though I allow myself to 20. And to find me for that extra boost for phone coaching or email coaching, it's ketocoachingsarah.com. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys the next time. Bye-bye for now.